Well, good morning, Quantum Leap, everybody. Oh my gosh, this is Diane Covington, beautiful but very warm, Northern California. So, I've been thinking a lot about my focus for this next seminar year, and what do I want to do different, or what do I want to strengthen? And it's skincare customers. That is the blue blood of our business. It is what we do best, is what we're internationally known for, and it's truly the way to keep a customer for life. You get them on skincare, they're a customer for life. You get them on a mask or a mascara, they're probably not a customer for life. So it's all about building customers. So we're going to talk about 4 or 5 different scenarios. And I did make a video yesterday that I just this morning uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you go on YouTube and you type in Diane Covington, and you can subscribe if you want, it doesn't matter. But I have a brand new video in there that I just uploaded this morning that says, I taught it last night, and it's Diane, what is the title of it? It's Getting and Keeping Skincare Customers. So you might want to watch that video because I don't have time to cover all that material. But I do want to share with you a couple of different scenarios. So if you want to jot these down, and these are also in the video, but let's talk about 4 different scenarios. First of all, the goal is when you facial someone is to emphasize skincare. Sometimes we need to incentivize it and say, well, if you get the skincare today, you also get blah, 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 whatever. Now, I have never discounted the skincare. I just don't, never have. But maybe you could offer, like, if they bought the repair, they could get the sonic brush at half off that day, just that day. In fact, gosh, I remember it was probably about 8 years ago now at our studio, one of the directors was saying, man, I cannot believe I went through 20 some odd brushes, sonic brushes last month. I go, how'd you sell 20 brushes in a month? And she said, oh, I offer it only at half price the time I facial them, like the minute I'm facialing them. If they buy skincare, they get the sonic brush. And I said, wow, that's brilliant. She said, well, they love a deal. And she said, I'm good with that because it gets them on skincare. So the goal is to make sure that throughout your facial presentation, you're talking about the importance of skincare, the importance of it being in a set, the importance in the order of the steps, and most importantly, the results they're going to get. All of those things play a factor. But let's look at 4 different scenarios. Let's say you've got so the goal is, let me back up. The goal is to build your first 10 skincare customers. So I designed a sheet, and you guys could use any sheet. You don't have to have my sheet, but it has on there 10 pictures of skincare. And it could be any skincare set. It could be they're on repair. It could be they're on 3D. Maybe their daughter bought the Mary Kay skincare. Maybe their other kid or whatever bought the Clear Proof. Maybe they bought the men's. And I know the men's skincare is down to 2 pieces, the cleanser and the moisturizer, but it's still our skincare system, right? Or maybe they're on the Naturally line. So although my flyer, my tracking sheet just shows the miracles, that the goal is to get 10 people, male or female, on skincare. Okay? So what I'd love for you guys to do is set a goal. How many skincare customers, like fully on skincare, not buying one piece, not buying just the eye cream or whatever. How many skincare customers do you want to have by December 31st? So I decided I want to make sure that I have 50 people on skincare. Now, what I will tell you is if you have 50 people on skincare, not that I'm encouraging this, I'm just saying you could be a star consultant just in reorders. Like you would be having sales in excess of 300 every week and could be a star consultant taking good care of your customers. So I'm just throwing that out there to you. So these sheets, there's 10 on this sheet. And so in my unit, for every sheet starting this year, starting July 1, for every sheet that they turn into me that has the name of 10 people that are on skincare, they get a prize. And the second sheet, they get a bigger prize. And the third sheet, they get a bigger prize. Because my goal is that everybody build a skincare base of customers. Okay, so let's talk about 4 scenarios. Let's say you've been in Mary Kay 6 months and you're hearing this video, you're hearing this recording or watching my video, and you've got a couple different scenarios. You've got somebody who possibly, and jot these down, you facialed and she bought nothing. So potentially you could maybe convert her to a skincare customer. So that's one. Maybe you facialed somebody, she bought Mary Kay, but she didn't buy skincare. So maybe she bought, like literally my party on Monday, one woman just bought charcoal mask. She tried everything. She loved everything. I got her wish list. She gave me referrals. So obviously I'm going to book her as a hostess. But all she bought was charcoal mask. So potentially I could convert her to a skincare customer. What about the person who bought a skincare set from you but hasn't reordered it? Let's say she bought the repair set or the 3D set in January. Well, you guys, it's the end of July, toward the end of July. So it's like she's not using it every day or she'd be out of some of it, at least some of the boosters or the eye cream or something, right? So you've got these people that bought it once but haven't bought it again, okay? And then there's other people who are buying the skincare, but they're only reordering pieces of it. So like, let's say she bought repair and the only thing she's reordered in 2 years is, and I actually have a client who did this, all she keeps reordering is the day cream and the night cream. So if you have a customer in that scenario, you're going to, again, she's another person that you want to reconvert, right? So what I would do, excuse me, is let's take a couple of these little different things. So couple incentive things you could do is if, let's say she bought nothing, or she bought, well, the person who bought nothing might be a little bit different. You might call them and ask them and say, I know that I facialed you 3 months ago and you seem to have a great time. Can I ask you? I'm doing some research for my company on skincare. Can I ask what your nighttime routine is like? Have you ever thought about getting back on Mary Kay Skincare? Because we have a special going on right now because of the Mary Kay New Year. So being that it's July, you can blame anything on the company. You can let them know that if they were to purchase a skincare set now, you could offer something like you get the roll-up for half off, or you get a sonic brush for half off, or you get, I don't know, if they get skincare, maybe give them the micellar water and eye makeup remover bundle at half off. Remember, you guys, you don't lose anything when you offer them a half off incentive. I wouldn't discount the skincare personally. That's just not what I do, but that's up to you. So let's talk about the person who bought something but didn't buy skincare, okay? And I have a bunch of these. And so you might go back and say, let's say you call Mary who bought a charcoal mask from you and say, Mary, I'm checking in. I know a month ago you got the charcoal mask. How are you doing? Do you love it? She says, I do. And say, great. So tell me what it's doing for your skin and what results you're getting. And say, I'm curious. And I use that word a lot. I'm curious. The company has a promotion going on right now with skincare. And I'm wondering, what is your current skincare routine? And are you 100%, these are key, in love with it and in love with the results? And if she says, yes, I'm in love with it and I'm in love with the results, then I would say, would you be open-minded to try ours for 2 weeks when you run out of yours on a trial basis to see how it ranks compared to what you're using? Because I really think you'd like it even better. And let's say she says, yeah, I'd be willing to do that. Say, great. How much do you have? She goes, I'll probably be out of my skincare in 3 weeks. Okay, great. Is it okay if I call you back in 2.5 weeks? Sure. Then you write her on your date book. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's one scenario. Let's say she isn't happy with her skincare. And she says, well, it's okay. I just can't really afford it right now. And say, well, so let me tell you, there's a couple different incentives you could offer. And you guys get creative. Offer your own stuff. I'll throw out a few ideas. One is something that the company did this years ago. It's called the 21-Day Glow and Tell Challenge. So let's say I've got this lady, Mary, on the phone. She bought charcoal mask for me 4 months ago. I said, what's your skincare routine? Well, I don't really have one. I have a facial bar, and then I wear sunscreen during the day, and then at night I just sometimes don't wash my face, or I'll just use the facial bar and no moisturizer. Say, did you like the Miracle Set? She goes, oh, I loved it. And do you remember how great your face felt? I do. So you might be interested in this program, Mary. It's called the 21-Day Glow and Tell Challenge. So what you do is you give me a 50% deposit on the skincare system, the Miracle Set. You pinky promise me, like look me in the eye, cross your heart, pinky promise that you're going to use it every morning and every night for 21 days. And we're going to do a quick analyzer of our app. It's called Skin Analyzer. It's really cool. Then on day 21, at that night, you, again, are using it for the 21st time in the evening. And on the morning of the 22nd, you decide, do you love it, in which you keep it and you pay me the other half, or do you want to return it to me? And it's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Now, you guys think about this. When there's no strings attached, they're going to be much more receptive to trying it. They're going to want to get results. So it's a win-win thing. And so so I did this about, it was like literally right toward the tail of COVID. So maybe a year and a half ago or so. And I did this to 17 clients. I offered them a 21-day Glow and Tell challenge, not honestly knowing how many would take me up on it. And I reached out to a bunch of people who had bought from me something, but not skincare. And I had 17 people say yes. So I had 17 sets of skincare leave my shelf. I was like, oh my gosh. Well, 2 people took a second set for a kid. They either took a Clear Proof, or at the time we had botanicals or whatever. But I had 17 people say yes to me. And out of those 17, it was a Miracle Set for dry to normal. 1 person returned it. And the reason why is it turned out as she used it, she realized she was more combination oily. I asked her if she'd be willing to try the combination oily sample, and she said she would. I mailed her the sample, and she liked it better. So at that point, I just exchanged it and got her the other one. But you guys, that's almost 100% success rate. So if you get a couple that return them, you're not out anything. You return the whole set to the company via the form, throw it in the garbage, and you get shipped a new one. But if it gets them on skincare, it's a win, right? Okay, then the last one is, how do you handle a person who bought, let's say, repair? She bought repair in January and she's not still using it. I'd call her and say, hey, I just thought I'd check in. It's the new year. I want to check up to see how you're doing on your skin. So now tell me, of the 5 pieces of the repair set, what pieces are you using? Because you and I all know that she's not using everything, because if she was, she'd be calling you, because some of those pieces in there do not last 6 months. The cleanser maybe, but not the day cream, not the lifting serum. So if she says to you, well, I just really love the cleanser and the eye cream. So okay, so what about the other ones? Just talk to her and say, well, you don't get the same results. So you're not there to sell to her. You're there to make her aware, so she's chasing you. And so let's say she says, well, yeah, I probably need to get those. And say, well, if you get the box set, okay, you save 40, whatever the discount is, 40 some odd dollars when you buy it as a box set versus a la carte. And right now, because of the new year, if you buy that, you get a free, half off blank. You could say you get a half off spa treatments. You can either choose microdermal glycolic, or you get a half off bundle, either the makeup bundle, which would be primer and CC cream, or the cleaning bundle, which would be micellar water and eye makeup remover. We'll offer whatever you want. If you've got sonic brushes, offer those. I wouldn't discount the skincare, but you could discount the incentive. Does that make sense? You guys, can you imagine? So I want you guys to you can print out my sheet. I'm happy to post it on my YouTube, or I'll post it on Quantum Leap. Or just take a piece of paper, for heaven's sake. Put 10 stickers. Have one of your kids draw 10 smiley faces on a sheet of paper. And that's going to be page 1, 10 skincare sets. And underneath each smiley face, you write the name. So let's say, like on Monday, I sold 3 sets of skincare at a skincare class. I sold the Repair, a 3D, and a Mary Kay Skincare. So I'm putting those people's names underneath in the box on each one of those sets. And it's really helpful, because when it comes time to enroll customers in PCP, you'll automatically make sure all those people are enrolled. All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's all about getting, retaining, and converting customers to get on skincare. All right, you guys, thanks for listening. Have a beautiful day.